Now, the Local Government Ecologists Network, I sent out an email at the beginning of the week to everybody that's on the Local Government Ecologists Network, asking who on that network is not part of Dataversity, and didn't get a response. So my assumption is going to be that most of the local government ecologists that still connect with each other within the LGEN environment are actually Dataversity members, which means that my function as liaison is pretty obsolete. We'll see how that goes. I'll just describe LGEN for those with Dataversity who are not on the group.
Find out who is a member of it here. Of LG Local Government Ecologists Network. Some of that.
Local Government Ecologists Network was set up almost 10 years now, maybe even 15 years ago. It runs through the Local Government Online service, through the National Agency, through Local Government New Zealand, as a web server where you post stuff to an address, which is a web server address, and then that bounces back out to all of the other local government ecologists who subscribe to that server list. Initially it was a very, very closed community. There was one representative from each of the regions who was perceived to be the ecological person on it. It wasn't working very well because that person would have to be that region's liaison. And not all of the ecologists within regions, for instance, when I was working at Greater Wellington, the ecologists in Central City weren't aware that there are ecologists out in Wairarapa and Upper Hutt that would also be interested. So we opened it up, but it is a subscribing service. If you don't know the service exists, you don't know to subscribe to it, so you don't know that you should be on it if you're a local government ecologist. And what we're struggling to do is to remind new ecologists that come into local government that it's there and that they should subscribe to it. As opposed to Dataversity, which is so open that it's reasonably easy to find. I suspect there's a lot of the neuro-ecologists actually going straight to Dataversity to start picking up findings.
You may be able to recruit some new members from Dataversity.
Could do, and open-minded either way. Tim Park suggesting that the local government ecologists also work themselves up through a wiki page and communicate that way instead, because it's just a little bit more public, a little bit more community-minded. I don't mind either way. It would be a shame for the ecologists to walk away from what is the national government organisation, but if it's a barrier to success, then it's what we must do.
Let's talk about that. You may be able to have it both ways.
Yeah, everybody we want it.
Yeah.
But my role in liaison has been to date really just to monitor what's going on through Dataversity, pick up anything that's relevant to ecologists in their daily lives, because not all ecologists are interested in working data and data storage. They're interested in chasing butterflies. And just putting that back out through the LGEN. The only thing I've actually managed or needed to do was bring to people's attention the big discussion we're having on protected natural areas and SNA processes, because that is one that a lot of local government ecologists are interested in, how to do SNAs and how to incorporate SNAs into plans. And that was we had more discussion through Dataversity on that issue than we've had through the LGEN. So it was useful to bring the LGEN's attention to it. Most of the discussion was similar discussion the LGEN had probably about 10 years ago on trying to build a system that captured the word significant in the P&A process. Really, I think for today my question is back to the floor. Is there a need for there to be someone as a liaison between the two groups? Should the local government ecologists operate separately, or is Dataversity an ideal place really where we should be sitting and talking? Do we need to speak offline or out of public domain and as local government ecologists in their own separate domain? I'm not sure.
I mean, So I was just going to say we do have our own set of issues, so it is a good forum, like you say, for SNA questions and some of those sorts of things, because there are unique problems to local government.
The LGEN is wider than just SNA and data. It's, I mean, if you're a local government ecologist and you're struggling with a question, you can throw it out there and see what comes back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a much more general sort of forum that everything will deal with, rather than focus on data programs, as I see a place like